Did the FNaF movie got a release date?
Oh, did it?
Yeah, October 27th, I want to say. In date on Peacock and in theaters on the same day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can watch it anywhere. You can even make it your Halloween special.
Greetings to all who wish to be greeted. I'm MegaPacKid.
And I'm not.
And this is my car. It's not technically the game shelf, but this is still a MegaPacKid's game shelf episode. You want the game shelf? There. Alright, so we are outside the movie theater. We just saw Five Nights at Freddy's on the day it came out. Definitely not October 29th because I had a scheduling conflict with my work. They just had to put a shift on the day it came out.
And we saw it in a theater as opposed to streaming because we're not lame.
I do subscribe to Peacock and I very much like it because it lets me watch my stories. But anyway, look, it's that Frogger game show.
You gotta watch Frogger the TV show though.
Anyway, so Five Nights at Freddy's. Last time we were here in this car outside this theater in this parking lot, we had seen the Super Mario Brothers movie. So now the year has somewhat come full circle because that was at the beginning of the year. This is at the end.
Freddy.
Yeah, Freddy instead of Mario. Now I feel like 2023, great year for video game adaptation.
Yeah, video game adaptations were kind of going off this year.
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers, The Last of Us, Twisted Metal, also on Peacock, by the way, and Five Nights at Freddy's. So, all right, this is my first time having seen the movie, but Jack...
I saw it the day prior, and I rewatched it today.
Yeah, and it was, what'd you think?
I think watching it for FNaF, it is an incredibly entertaining movie. It's a very fun watch. It feels like the game came to life. The best part about it is all the sets and the animatronics. They just look like they came right off the screen. I think the movie falters a little in my specific tastes because I like getting scared. This movie was not scary. And I feel bad saying that, but also they rated it PG-13, so I'm kind of justified in saying that, actually.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with PG-13 movies, is that when you try to do something that's bloody and gory, you have to do sounds.
Yeah,
so
and vague visuals.
Yeah, so PG-13 horror films are great if you're blind.
Mm-hmm. And even then, you're still watching Mithrigan.
Yeah. God, okay.
Made by the same people who made Freddy.
Yeah, alright. I know it was made by the same people. I don't like thinking about that. I do not like Mithrigan.
They're really on a kick on killer robot movies.
Yep. Anyway, so my thoughts. I really liked it. I thought it was great. Although, it feels like it's trying to be two things at once. Like, it felt like it was trying to tell this original story, but, like, in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's and, like, loosely based on the lore, and I do mean loosely. And then, but have this original story with that. But then also they wanted to do a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's fan service, which I liked all the fan service. I think there was definitely less than in the Super Mario Brothers movie, but also... that movie was packed to the brim with fan service, so maybe that's not the bar.
It's not a great metric because that movie was
very
fine-tuned.
That movie was filled like a child filling an animatronic costume.
Whoa, that's a metaphor.
It's a reference. Anyway, so this movie, honestly, I liked it. See, I'm not a big fan of horror in general.
Yeah.
I don't like a movie to be scary. I don't like a movie to be overly gory, even. So this movie was actually perfect for me in that aspect. But at the same time, it felt like there was a lot about... It felt like there was a lot about the character Mike Schmidt and, like, his family life and everything that was going on in his personal life. I felt like that was most of the movie.
Yeah.
And not the actual pre-established Five Nights at Freddy's lore.
It was like 70-30 or maybe like 60-40.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Scott Cawthon did a terrible job writing Five Nights at Freddy's lore while creating the games. Because he kept changing his mind on things. Terrible. All right?
Could you imagine if this came out in like 2015 when he was still writing it as he was going along?
Oh, jeez. Don't even. Don't even make me think about that.
Maybe we should just be glad the movie we got was not that.
Yeah. I will say this. It felt like there were some moments like they were setting up for a potential sequel.
Oh, they want to do a sequel, I can tell.
I mean, of course they want to do a sequel. You always want to do a sequel. I don't know, it just felt like there were some like loose ends. Like obviously, oh, by the way, spoilers. You should put a card at the beginning or something. This is where it's at. I'm just saying spoilers right now.
Because we haven't really discussed anything.
Yeah, we haven't really spoiled anything until now. You know, we've spent like 6 minutes on this. Anyway, so... Sorry, I got distracted. So, it felt like at the end, like they just don't investigate the murders that happened.
Yeah, they really don't, like... They don't give closure on the dead kids in suits.
Not even that, but the woman murdered in Mike Schmidt's house? He's just... What are you going to say, the robot did it?
Well, Freddy did it.
That's not... Like, he didn't even know
Freddy
that happened.
walked out of the pizzeria and he did it.
Like, he didn't even know that happened. And with regards to that scene, why was Freddy withered for that scene and only that
was Golden
scene?
Freddy.
Was it?
I think it was supposed to be Golden Freddy because he's tattered up. And that's why he vanishes afterwards.
He didn't look very golden.
And he's also dimly lit.
Yeah, that's true. And I have a color deficiency.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like he got into the vehicle. Like he got into a taxi cab. It's not like he was a ghost.
Yeah, but Golden Freddy's always been a little more metaphysical. Which is, I'm assuming, why they vanished.
I guess. I don't know.
Because you gotta analyze what happens in the minigames. Everything in this godforsaken franchise has a secret little bit of line of text that justifies it.
Do you think that like on the Peacock version of this, if you pause at a specific time, you get to play a minigame?
Oh, I better. You gotta click a specific part of the screen.
Do you think?
And then do an arbitrary puzzle.
There's a moment where like there's wall tiles.
Yeah, you gotta punch in the secret code in the wall tiles, and the secret code you only get by freeze framing. During the effing Freddy training tape.
Dude, that would kill Matt Pat.
That'd be so funny.
Speaking of Matt Pat, he's in the movie.
He is in the movie.
I liked his cameo, but what I felt would have been great. This is what I wanted. All right, what I wanted was a big, overindulgent cameo of Scott Cawthon, Matt Pat, and Markiplier all together, just like be like, wow, that really was Five Nights at Freddy's.
5 nights.
Or something of that nature.
So stupid garbage.
Just all three of them sitting at a table together. That would have been so funny to me and Jack and probably only us. Maybe Misters Cawthon, Patrick, and Fishbach would have gotten something out of it themselves, but it would have appealed to us and only us. Let's be real.
I was explaining this before the camera started rolling, but the stupid cameo I wanted was for Matt Pat to be the stupid private eye at the end of the movie who's investigating all the grisly things and like, what do you think happened? Well, I have a theory. And cut to black. FNaF music plays. Everyone walks out, and the movie makes $0.
Oh, speaking of the music playing,
yeah,
they did exactly what I wanted. Five Nights at Freddy's by The Living Tombstone.
It's a perfect capstone.
I liked it. I liked all the Easter eggs. I liked all the references. I'm not super caught up on all the games, and I haven't read the books because I can't read. But this really is a great movie, both for FNaF fans, and honestly, I think you'd get something out of it if you weren't a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I think that was intentional.
Yeah, this is a movie, they definitely, Scott probably wrote it with the intention that there will be some grandma out there who's like, my granddaughter likes the Freddy game, I'll watch this. And so he wants it to have some general appeal, and I think that's why he doesn't go, I think that's why it was probably kept very first game and then not a ton outside of it.
Yeah, there was some other stuff in there.
They do an adaptation of Vanessa from the game I refuse to play.
Security Breach?
Yeah, Security Breach. I don't want to play Security Breach.
Yeah, you get Vanessa, you get William Afton as Springtrap. Speaking of William Afton as Springtrap, I feel they did not do enough with William Afton.
He was really only in the beginning and then at the end.
He's in the beginning and he's at the end. And they really didn't build him up as a twist villain. I think they wanted him to be a twist villain, but they didn't build him up as one. I mean, it was really...
I think they were going for the kind of twist villain where it's like you forgot they were there.
Yeah, and it's like... And I don't like that kind of twist villain.
It's a lot lamer than someone who was, built up.
It's super lame, and especially because we already knew Matthew Lillard was playing William Afton.
Yeah.
Everyone knew. At least all the fans knew. So who's the twist for? For the people who don't know?
I mean, to be fair, it's not going to be a twist for anyone to know who William Afton is.
I mean, I guess, but still.
Yeah.
The whole thing, I don't know. I didn't like that they tried playing it off as a twist when it wasn't. They didn't build him up. There's no twist.
His Springtrap suit was really well done.
Oh yeah, I think all the suits were well done. I liked how the animatronics looked like they were from the first game, and then it felt like some of the others that weren't really focused on a ton, like Springtrap and I believe Circus Baby.
Yeah, I think the weird little spring lock suit that Abby was going to be thrown into is supposed to be a Circus Baby-like.
Yeah, and I feel like those characters were redesigned very slightly. It's something I can't explain, you just have to see it to believe it.
The Spring Bonnie suit feels like a weird, half-tattered, sort of cluing you into Springtrap combined with the, just being a normal rabbit suit.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably going to make it look more like the original Springtrap from Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Yeah, not the weirder, newer designs.
Yeah, what I mean by that is, right now it looks closer to a Bonnie than a Springtrap. And so I imagine that in the future, if we get another film in this series... hey, wait, hold on. Let's do this for the thumbnail. Okay. This is uncut, by the way. I'm only editing this to put music in.
Yeah.
And the outro. So...
And the little part where you clapped.
Oh. Yeah, darn it. Anyway.
You gotta do more.
Anyway. So... I feel like Matthew Lillard botched the "I always come back" line.
Yeah.
Because he said it super quickly. I always come back.
He wanted to get it out and over with. It's like he was embarrassed to say it.
I feel like that was a take one, and I feel like they didn't do a take two.
They didn't do a take two.
Because see, the line from the games is, "I always come back."
It's slowed and exaggerated.
Yeah, which, maybe a little cheesy. But that's the line. And that's William Afton.
Yeah.
And it's dramatic. And you want it to be dramatic. It's a dramatic sequence.
But it kind of loses that drama in the film version.
Yeah.
He's like, I always come back.
Yeah. I mean, look, I thought Matthew Lillard was, if anything, underutilized in this film. Because I like him as an actor. I think he can do a great job, and I think that he really would have done a great job in this film had they actually used him more. I think he would be perfect for an actual twist villain. But it just felt like none of the stuff they did really made sense. Mike Schmidt, one, has a brother. 2, he was kidnapped and killed by William Afton? Why? And, like, he was just abducted?
And presumably killed after the fact.
Yeah, but if he was abducted, then why would William Afton know who Mike Schmidt was by his name?
You never forget a fit. I thought he hesitated, on my first time watching, I thought he hesitated because they were going to do the Michael Afton thing. You know, people like to say that the FNaF 1 is Michael Afton, and, you know, there's a million reasons why you could say or not say that, because the FNaF lore is never concrete. But I thought they were doing that at first, and that's why he hesitates on the last name. But they didn't do that, and so now he just hesitates because I guess he's like, oh, I killed your brother once, small world. Real small world.
Could you imagine if he said that in the movie?
That would have been terrible.
It would have been terrible, but I would have laughed.
Yeah, small world.
I would have laughed. There are a few times that I laughed in this movie.
Yeah, he chuckled a few times.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I feel like every serious movie has some good, funny
everyone's
bits.
got every movie's got at least one good
When
line.
Chica winked,
that was pretty good.
I couldn't hold it in.
I thought it was, that was really weird. Like, I know why they did it. I just questioned the choice to, like, have them be weird and friendly in the middle. Like, I know why they're doing it.
Yeah, like, they're trying to get to Abby, but at the same time, like, I don't know. This whole...
Very strange. I feel like it's meant to appeal to the people who don't like seeing them as bad guys.
Yeah, but at the same time... Honestly, I feel there were some... I feel like the villains of this movie, or the bad guys, were like... I feel like they were weirdly written. Because, like, the children are possessing the animatronics, and they want to kill because... they're influenced by
the yellow
William Afton.
Yeah, he's like, they like him, and he's like, kill.
And they build up this thing where kids understand things through drawings. Mm-hmm. And because there's this drawing of a yellow rabbit with children, like hanging up at the pizzeria, then that's how the children see
William Afton.
Yeah, but when you put one where he's a bad guy,
now they realize.
Yeah, now they realize. You know, not because they had the memories of who they once were, but because of a drawing.
I thought it was supposed to like awaken their memories. I guess.
I don't know. Overall, the film was fine. I think to compare it to the Super Mario Brothers movie would be comparing apples to oranges, because they're both trying to do different things. They're trying to do different things in similar ways, but like every movie, you know what I mean?
I hope it gets a sequel.
I do.
I hope they do FNaF 3. I think they could adapt that one pretty well to be a direct sequel.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like going through a couple games would be a really good way to tell this story. Something like, as much as I dislike how Oppenheimer was non-linear, I feel like telling a story in the way that Oppenheimer told its story would be a great way to do a FNaF sequel and to get a good amount of games in there. Because really, the series of games is sort of an anthology. Which is the best way to think about it if you don't want to think about how there's supposed to be consistent lore that ended up getting changed from game to game.
What I wonder if what they're gonna do with a sequel is, after about FNaF 4, a lot of the games start to become, or at least have a central through line of the Afton family tree, which we do not have an Afton family tree in this universe.
Yeah,
he's got his daughter.
There's William Afton. There's Vanessa Afton.
Presumably just Vanessa, considering she had that, sweet family photo of just them.
Yeah, with him wearing the suit for some reason.
Dad.
I guess it's because they didn't want to de-age Matthew Lillard.
They didn't want to de-age Matthew Lillard.
And they also wanted to have it be a twist. But again, they didn't build up the twist, so I don't know why they would do that.
I think I don't know what I want to see out of a sequel.
You know what? They could have grabbed a still from Scooby-Doo or Scream 2.
It's not gonna look right.
No, but it'd be funny.
It would be very funny if he looked like Shaggy in their precious family photo. I've gone and made murder bots.
That is. I'm just glad they didn't put like Remnant in this movie.
God, I hate Remnant.
I feel like
Not to turn this video into a FNaF lore rant, but Remnant is the dumbest concept they made. I do not like Remnant.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. Although
Such
honestly,
soul juice.
Honestly, I feel like setting up a sequel would be weird because you can't do FNAF 2.
The only thing they can realistically do is the rise of Springtrap.
I guess.
And that's really the only door they left open, kinda.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to be... I guess they could do a prequel with it. Because isn't FNAF 2 supposed to be a prequel?
It is a prequel.
Yeah, I watched the game theories. That's how I got the lore. I watched the game theories. I watched Markiplier play.
You were in the trenches for the YouTube content of 2015.
I don't know. I don't want to be, the stereotype of having gone through a FNAF phase and then be like, oh, FNAF is actually cringe.
It's actually cringe.
Yeah, I don't think that. I really enjoy the franchise and the story and trying to solve the puzzle. And this film also, it really brought me back to when I was a kid and I was excited about FNAF.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's always going to be a soft spot in my heart for Five Nights at Freddy's. And this film really helped bring it out.
Yeah. The moral of the story is, if you're a vaguely 20-year-old who watched it, you're gonna love it. If you're not that, who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, I think if you're a fan of FNAF, you're gonna get something out of it. If you know someone who's a fan of FNAF, then
you might enjoy it.
You might enjoy it just as a film. It makes some weird choices that knowing the lore will help you understand, but you really don't have to. Although I don't know why you would have watched this entire video if you weren't a fan.
I hate the Freddy game. I'm gonna watch a whole 22 minutes of people discussing it.
Yeah, two people in a car. All right. Any final thoughts?
They didn't do the march.
Oh yeah, they didn't do the march. They only did the dum 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 dum. Yeah, and also I always thought that was Freddy that did that, but it's Foxy.
No, that was Foxy. That was Foxy.
Huh. Because I always thought Foxy was like a "Yarr, I'm a pirate."
No, he always goes dum 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 dum. That actually does remind me of one actual final thought. For a movie called Five Nights at Freddy's, Freddy is the least used animatronic.
Oh, I thought Foxy was the least used.
What? Foxy got the kill at the beginning. He slashed him up in the hallway, and he gets the other person, like when all the little punks are breaking in.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Foxy was a fairly active guy.
Hey, here's a thought. The kill at the beginning. What was that? Was it like they showed it in the trailers? Just a Freddy mask, but with
it's
razor blades.
It's like I'm assuming that's a William Afton killbot. A little razor blade Freddy mask that's put on your head like a saw trap.
Why does that exist?
To kill. I'm assuming it's what he puts the night guards in who get too close to figuring out what he did.
That just seems weird. I don't know why.
Because it makes for a cool trailer shot.
That's
the answer.
I guess it's just. It was so weird. They did. I wanted closure on that more than anything.
The weird Freddy blade trap.
Yeah, what is that?
What room is it sitting in the pizzeria, and how come no one discovers it till they're inside it?
All right. My final thoughts. Good movie. I felt it was good. I felt it adapted the first game not as well as it could have with it didn't utilize as much source material as I would have liked, but ultimately pretty good film. And as a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, it did a lot for me that I wanted it to do. And I think that's just what any film should strive to be.
Yeah.
Good for FNaF fans.
Good
so
for
Citizen Kane, terrible movie.
Willy's Wonderland, intense.
You know, this really was a great movie. I might even watch it again on Peacock.
Oh yeah, it is on Peacock. There's actually a lot of video game stuff on Peacock, ain't there?
Oh yeah, like they got the Mario movie. I think it's exclusive to their the Twisted Metals and original.
You even mentioned, hey, you mentioned that Frogger show.
Oh yeah, the Frogger game show. I think it's like Wipeout or something, but Frogger.
Yeah, that'd be a really entertaining video. Maybe we should do that one next.
Yeah.